Dead Alive. Also known as Braindead to many people, this is the goriest movie I've probably ever seen in my life. The wildest zombie movie I've ever seen in my life. This comes from the mind of Peter Jackson, yes, the Lord of the Rings guy. Before his success with Lord of the Rings, King Kong, The Hobbit, stuff like that, he did a series of really bizarre films back in the 80s and early 90s, that being Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles, and Braindead, or Dead Alive. Those films are all very different, very weird, gross, strange,
Eat leg, you man-stealing slut!
But all three worth checking out. Dead Alive, I have a real quick funny story about it. When I first checked it out, I remember renting the VHS, and me and a buddy were sitting down. We were excited because we had heard there's no film with more blood, more gore. It's the craziest, zombie film ever made. And so I remember we sat down and we watched the movie, and as the credits were rolling, we looked at each other and was like, yeah, it was fine, but it was not the craziest or the goriest thing I'd ever seen. Little time passed, and my friend calls me and is like, hey, I was doing some research online. Turns out we saw an edited cut of the film. We saw the R-rated version. There's an uncut version with I don't know, 8 or 9 minutes cut back into the film, all the gore, all the really extreme stuff. So I tracked down a copy online. It's actually this one. I got the DVD. We watched it, and yeah, it's different. It's amazing how you can trim 6, 7, 8 minutes out of a film and it radically change sort of the pacing, the tone, and just all the aspects of the movie. But yes, this version is way more graphic, way more gory, and it's ridiculous. The film is a comedy at its heart. Similar to in the vein of like Evil Dead 2. The main protagonist in this movie, there's a love story. He's taking care of his mom, but she turns into a zombie, and then a bunch of zombies come, and there's a zombie baby, which that's probably the meme or gif you've seen online of anything from this film. It's really disturbing at certain points, and it's played for comedy. Like, there's a feeding sequence that's just absolutely vile. Yet again, played for comedy. The love story that runs throughout the film is actually sort of charming, especially by the end. When you get towards the end of the film, I found myself invested in it. This has the famous lawnmower scene in which a character uses a lawnmower to brutally slice and dice lots and lots of zombies. It gets to a point where, I mean, the fake blood is just, it's just dyed water. I mean, it's just so wet. It's spraying everywhere. It is a gore-drenched third act of this film. If you haven't seen it and you like zombies, you should absolutely see this movie. Not sure how the availability of it these days. I know the DVDs are still around, and most people I know own a copy, horror fans, but I would assume because it's Peter Jackson, it's probably fairly easy to find these days. And like I said, also go look up Meet the Feebles and Bad Taste, because also really interesting movies. And The Frighteners, which hopefully you've seen The Frighteners. That's a great one.
What the hell are you doing in my graveyard? You have been told to stay away! Sound off like you've got up here!
But yeah, Dead Alive / Braindead, gore-filled, crazy movie. This is an A for me. Actually, yeah, an A. I was debating on whether an A+. It inches close to the A+ material. Yeah, top tier, 10 out of 10 type stuff. But yeah, check out Dead Alive, Braindead.